Hello, family. Thank you for coming over to the house tonight. And just kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down to the SK beat. We're kicking. Just kicking. Just kicking. Okay, you don't come to another episode where we're going to be asking the question of, why you telling my business? Don't be telling my business. Why not? Because a can and a can, a can, and a wheel. Now we're off to... Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, welcome back to Dale Snell's 48th World, where we are in the house. I'm inviting you over to the house so we can talk, so we can chit chat, so we can chew the fat. You know what I'm saying? You know it gets down like that. Did I rhyme or what? Well, like I said, thank you for coming over to the house tonight. You know everything we do over here is alleged stuff. We just talk. We just be, saying what's coming to our mind, what's going on in the world today, in the celebrity realm, that kind of stuff. And everything over here is alleged. Alleged this, alleged that, okay? But we're going to be talking about Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann and their act of calling themselves divorcing, okay? If they divorced, y'all know I already said it, it's pretty much because of that RS deal or whatever you call it going on, okay? They really have not convinced me. And this calling the police on the telephone, trying to tell on one another, is getting old. It's getting very, very old, played out and through. And I'm trying to figure out why the police enforcers or officers haven't come to their house and taken both of them to jail. Because if they're wasting taxpayers' money on all this bullshit, they calling, the 911 people, and they for emergencies, really near-death type situations that we're supposed to be using that line for. We don't call 911 because we think we need to ask a question about what the law dictates and stuff. No, that's what you get a lawyer for. And Kim, I'm pretty sure you have one. And who is that handsome gentleman with you? Is that your big papa, girl? Is that your new big papa that you are showing up and showing out for? Because Kroy is treating you wrong. I know you went young. Now you look like you're going back old. Oh, what is it? And he may not look old. He may be very well preserved. He might be in his 40s. And I need to stop thinking he's in his 70s. Okay? He might be somewhere in the middle. But Kim, you and Kroy, I tell you. And y'all saying y'all want to be there for the kids. Y'all ain't want the kids to know this. Y'all ain't want the kids to know that. And y'all have taken this divorce planning class. And both of y'all passed. And y'all still acting like crazy nuts out in these social media realms. About TMZ get the stuff. That's what I want to know. Are y'all calling TMZ and dropping tea on yourselves, and maybe they're paying you all for this mess? Just tell us. We want to know, girl. We want to know. But we do have some audio I want you all to hear, and I will let it play. It was from the Neighborhood Talk. They titled it, "Oops, Kim Zolciak calls the police on Kroy Biermann after Kroy threatens to file kidnapping charges on her friend who took their son on a play date." I'm like, okay, Kim, did you do the right thing and say, Kroy, baby boy is going to be at this place for that place, and I'm giving permission for this friend to take our son along for the trip because he wanted to go. Was that hard? It's not like you couldn't find Kroy. Kroy ain't got no job. He up in that house doing this, that, and the third, okay? And he damn sure ain't managing you no more because he trying to divorce you, allegedly. But let's take a look at that. Let's take a listen to the audio where Kim is calling the 911 operator, knowing that shit ain't no emergency. She could have called her lawyer for some issues like that because she say she has one. But let's listen to it.
I just have a situation here where my husband is threatening a kidnapping because my girlfriend took my son on a play date. And now he has harassed not only the mother, but my son is shaking and hysterically crying. And now I'm just going to leave and just go pick him up to prevent this situation. I just don't know what else to do at this point.
Okay, can you tell me exactly what happened? I'm sorry, can you please tell the story again?
I'm sorry, what was that? I can hear you now. I'm just going to put you on speaker just because my son, I dropped my son off. I live in the manor. I dropped my son off at the front gate for 6 years. They were going to the rodeo, whatever. My husband, we're going through a divorce, just came in and said that he's going to file kidnapping charges on her. And I said, absolutely not. I agreed that she could take him. And then he talked because he's crying hysterically on the phone. And now I'm going to pick him up and just to create any kind of further stuff. That it's just, I did call my lawyer to ask him if it was kidnapping, because I didn't want police to get in trouble. And he said it's not, if one parent consents. And then my husband did steal my bag that has all my divorce paperwork and all my stuff in it. This is just so petty, and I hate to call 911 for this situation. I just was so frantic in the moment when I realized that he was gone, and Elise want him going to the house and doing anything crazy because he's known to do crazy things.
Okay, may I have your name? The police come to.
Well, I don't now. I'm just going to I'm going to go pick my son up. And then...
The one thing I didn't like about it, the operator asked her name, and legally by law, you're supposed to give your name for the documents, for the report. But she didn't give her name. Is that privilege because of her race or what?
Well, I don't now. I'm just going to I'm going to go pick my son up. And then I don't feel like this is going to be the end of it, to be honest with you, tonight. So I will probably call you back rather than kind of go back and forth with this and the police. I'm just going to pick my son up because he's very distraught.
Okay.
And then I will call you if I need you, which I'm sure he will be screaming and yelling. And I will need you guys in a little bit. I just decided to leave the house and just pick him up.
Okay, just call us back when you need us.
I appreciate you. Hey there.
I'm still...
Now, what is that? What kind of bullshit is that? Now, let a person of color call up in there and try to have a conversation with the 911 dispatch person. They'll be like, why are you calling us for this? This is something that you all can handle on your own, or maybe y'all need to see litigation, things of that matter. But I was like, okay, Kim, if you really had to know and you really had to place that call to 911, why do you give your name, your address, okay, and your husband's name and his address, which is y'all's address, y'all still living together, and then have one of the officers come out there and explain that what y'all doing is going to get y'all in some trouble that y'all really don't need to be in, okay? Stop the shenanigans, because that's what they are, but you're using taxpayer dollar, because every time that 911 dispatch operator answers the phone, it's a serious offense. It's something serious. But yet y'all are using this like it's some play toy. Now you know that ain't right. You know that ain't right at all. But I got heated when Kim didn't give her name. I'm like, really? You want to make a report on your husband, but yet you're not telling who you are. You're not telling who your husband is. I'm like, y'all need to sit y'all asses down for real. And they don't need to let you back on Real Housewives of Atlanta because you never wanted to film. Every time they had a girls trip or they had a trip they were taking out the country, out the state, you conveniently got out of it. And we see how you, if anybody's been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for the long run, you remember Sweetie, the one that was your nanny slash your confidant slash servant. We see how you talked about her and how you treated her. Okay? And them plantation days are over, honey. But I guess Sweetie was just that type of person where she didn't let you get under her skin. That's when Nene Leakes was on the show. And she was weighing your ass out about how you were treating your nanny, confidant, whatever. And Nene was right. Because that was piss poor how you were treating her. It's like she was a slave or something. But she muddled through and she finally got from under your authority. I don't even know. That's what they should do. Go look for these people that once were in the episodes and bring them back for a cameo shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I was, but this is where I am now. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what Sweetie doing. She got to be doing better than what these two nuts are going through. They got the IRS on their ass. They got the car people on their behinds. I don't know if they've been paying their rent or not, but we'll know. Because TMZ has super snoops here, paparazzi here in Georgia. So they're watching and waiting and watching and waiting, trying to get that exclusive story. But I just don't like how, and I'll say it again, Nene made her own bed. Now she has to lie in it. But it's a shame that they want to bring her back, Kim. And she wasn't nothing but chaotic. Didn't want to really show too much of her life unless it was perfect. And as we know from, if this is a real situation she's going through with Kroy, yeah, it would make great television if she was going to talk about it and how it got started. And if she truly is a gambler that loses royally. And that probably had been a bit of contention of why they basically could not keep up with their mortgage. Because Kim was spending it all in the game of gambling. And I'm like, Kroy, you a man. You saw that shit gone. But she didn't really respect you. You were like a little eye candy for her to for you to for her to hang on to, you know. She may be thinking you're Chippendale's material, but we say no. No, not here, not now, not ever. Okay? You just keep playing sports in your mind. But to even ask Kim of child support payments, that says a lot about you. You're not about that life like you thought you were. But y'all get down in them comments. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about Kim calling the 911 operator. Talking about she ain't gonna get her name. She'll call back later.